AIG, how are you? Instagram, happy Tuesday from God's country up here in beautiful Kalispell, Montana, here at my place at Jackpot Ranch. I am the former number one money earner in my last two companies and coach to students all over the globe in the network marketing industry that want to be high six-figure earners, that want to rise to the top ranks of their company. So, got a great live for you today. Who wants to know the 4 steps on how to deal with any objection in your network marketing business? 4 steps on how to deal with any objection in your network marketing business. And before we get started, if you guys like what you hear today, at the very end, you'll be able to reach out to me, and I'm going to give you 5 or 6 common objections that you can reach out to me for, and I'll give you my specific answers to those objections. Okay? So let's get started. 4 steps on how to deal with any objection in your network marketing company. The first step is listen without interrupting. Most of the time as people, when we're having a conversation, you're at the gym, you're at the barbershop, you're at the hair salon, you're at the grocery store, you ask how somebody is, and they're answering your question, and they're not even halfway through the question answering you, and you're trying to interrupt them before they're even finished because you want to get out what you want to say. You're more important than them, right? We're all guilty of it. So, number 1, listen without interrupting. Number 2, relate. You want to make sure you relate to that specific person to make them feel like they're not crazy, right, for having that particular objection. And I always do that with feel, felt, found. Hey, Bob, I know how you feel. When I started this, I felt like I had no time at all. I mean, I had kids and job, and I was on the committee for the homeowners association. But what I found was da-da. Okay? So relate to that person so they don't feel crazy. And the way you relate to them is with feel, felt, found. Bob, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way as far as not being able to afford the startup cost to get going. But what I really found was that if I didn't take some direction in my life, I would continue to not be able to have, a simple $500 at this stage of my life. And I knew that wasn't the right direction. So I knew I needed to make a change. That's what I found. And then go on. Number 3, tell stories. Tell stories about you. Tell stories about your teammates, guys. Facts tell, stories sell, right? Tell stories. Again, it's very, very close to what I just said. Number 2, you're relating to them. You're relating them by telling stories. And you can use the feel, felt, found there as well. And go into detail on kind of how the two of you are the same. Hey, Bob, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way about not having any extra time. But what I found was this, I was stuck in a dead-end job and spending all my time building other people's dreams. And I knew if I didn't do something at the age of 38, that I was going to be here 20 years later. And that future didn't look bright for me. And again, what I found was after being here and sacrificing a little bit of time, not much of it, but sacrificing a little bit of time, I've developed a future for myself and my family that's second to none. I'm in a position now that I've been able to quit my job and really have the time freedom and the money to do what we want. So that's how you relate with stories. Or you can tell a story about your upline or your crossline, colleagues of yours. Use their stories. Get their stories. Understand their stories so you're able to regurgitate that when they give you an objection. Okay? And then lastly, and this is one of my favorite techniques that I use that I learned from Larry Thompson, the greatest network marketer of all time, my mentor. And the technique is called If I, Would You? If I, Would You? So in other words, the way you would use that is, Bob, if I could show you a way how you could make an extra $5,000 a month, very part-time in just a few hours a week, would you take a look at what I'm doing? Right? Bob, if I could show you a way how part-time you could make some extra money to be able to take care of that new Cadillac payment that you have, would you give me a few minutes and take a look at what I'm doing? If not, no big deal. If I, would you? Okay, so in recap, guys, number one, the 4 steps to deal with any objection. Number 1, listen without interrupting. Number 2, relate to that person so they don't feel like they're crazy and you relate to them with feel, felt, found. Number 3, tell stories. Not only your stories, but stories of your teammates on your team, your upline, etc., etc. And number 4, if I, would you? Guys, if you got a lot of value out of that, shoot me a message. And if you'd like to know how I handle 4 or 5 or 6 of the top common objections that you get in network marketing, shoot me a message on here, a private message, and I will get that to you. God bless you guys. Have an awesome Tuesday, and keep striving to be better. Thanks.